You are now watching Lesage, the best place to learn about competitive Pokemon TCG. Let's get it! What's poppin' peeps? Welcome back to the channel. Lesage here. Today we are going to be going over Jolteon VMAX deck profile and gameplay. So as I've been covering Brilliant Stars content, I also want to let people know that I will be covering Fusion Strike format, and this is Fusion Strike format, so you're largely able to take this deck, play it for a Fusion Strike tournament, see some success. I think Jolteon VMAX is one of, if not the most successful decks. I know Mew VMAX is up there, but Jolteon's just keeps on climbing up every single week, and it's one of my personal favorite. The list is in the description. You can copy and paste it right into PTCGO. You give this video a thumbs up. It's the super free way to help support the channel. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We just passed 9,200 subs. We're trying to get to 10,000, so any subscription really helps out. And let me know in the comments what you think about this deck or these videos or anything you want. I get back to everyone's comments. That being said, let's jump into this deck list and see exactly what's going on. So here we got it, the Jolteon VMAX deck, and look at these new alt arts. They just came out, the premium collection. If you haven't already picked them up, they should have some at PTCGOstore.com. You can code ZLesage5 to pick them up. There's also other Jolteon promos, as you can see. I'll click it here just so you can see. They're available either in Evolving Skies or as the promo tin there as well. So pick them up. There are a really good way to pick them up quickly. That being said, Jolteon VMAX, all about the Max Thunder Rumble, doing 100 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. We could power it up really quickly with a Lightning Energy or a Speed Lightning Energy to draw a couple cards, and you get the bonus of having Elemental Badge to slap on either a Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon, in this case Jolteon, so that you're able to go Max Thunder Rumble for one less. So Lightning and an Elemental Badge, you can search that Elemental Badge with the Shady Dealing Drizzile, so that allows you to quickly search things out. And then you do 100 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Luckily, Drizzile evolves into Quick Shooting Inteleon, so you could place 2 damage counters that way. Or you could go Zigzagoon or Scoop Up Net. Where's Scoop Up Net? There's Scoop Up Net with the Zigzagoon and hit hard with Max Thunder Rumble. When you have things like Path to the Peak to shut off Genesect's ability or any ability in the game, you might lock people out of games. You have access to Marnie, you have access to healing. Jolteon pretty much has everything you want. You can use Boss's Order strategically to drag up a Pokemon that won't be able to get to the active spot, slap a path down, 100, 100, 100, 100. Those 100s really add up, and when you're able to choose the correct Pokemon, more often than not, Jolteon VMAX is largely one of, if not the most successful decks. So we're going to jump to do some gameplay. I know I've covered this deck a few times on the channel before, so we might only get 1 or 2 games out depending on how good they are, but I do want to show you how cool Jolteon VMAX is and give you a refresher on this deck. This is my most updated deck based off of Lindsay from the Shuffle Squad. She just recently won a pretty large event with 100+ players. Her list had an Escape Rope in it. She also had a Palpad. I'm not a fan of the Palpad, but I do like Escape Rope right now for the Sableye Weezing matchup. That's normally a slightly favorable matchup, but I think the one of Escape Rope does help you out a lot to get out of the neutralizing gas ability so that you can use your Shady Dealing and Drizzile and your Quick Shooting and your Zigzagoon, and I think it really helps out a lot. And it's good just to like be able to have kind of like a third-ish boss, so you have more options with Max Thunder Rumble, so you're not always having to hit the active Pokemon. So let's jump into some gameplay, see exactly what's going on. Yo, we won the coin flip. Let's get it. Yeah, we do want to go first here. Jolteon, largely a deck that wants to go first. We're looking for a Jolteon V, hopefully, and a Sobble to basically pair with it. That would be huge for us. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We do see access to that Jolteon. We are going to be playing against a Duraludon deck, a very popular deck. But we do have Path to the Peak to get around their Skyscraper ability. So we're going to try our best to see exactly how that goes along. One thing that we can do to make our make everything a little bit easier is attaching the basic Lightning Energy to the Jolteon. Now that might not be the case with this because we have access to only the Speed Lightning right now. So let's go ahead. We have access to both, but what I'm saying is our hand's pretty dead otherwise. So let's not blow it out of proportion. You can see that that doesn't necessarily hurt or help us or anything else like that. They don't play Marnie, so we're good to kind of chill with what we have going on with this hand. And we might be able to go ahead for an early Pin Missile onto their Duraludon to really bring some damage down to them, depending on how it all goes. This matchup's relatively equal when it comes down to it. So Lightning Energy, not much going on with their hands. Let's really not force things if we don't have to, because they didn't really get anything off the Pokegear, right? Drew Professor's Research, yeah, they might just pitch their hand the next turn. So there's Sobble. Let's go ahead and go like this. We really want to hold on to the Sobbles and have access to things, and I think we're relatively chilling. So since they can't knock us out, they can only attach 1 energy per turn. As long as they didn't knock out a Pokemon, then they could play Raihan, of course. We can go for Pin Missile and maybe get some extra damage off on them. Getting 2 heads here does more damage than what we would do if we had Max Thunder Rumble. So let's go ahead and Pin Missile. Tails, tails, heads, heads. So we did a little bit more damage than we would have done otherwise. 20 more damage, that is. But it's one of those things where we could apply a lot of early pressure. And now that they have the Duraludon VMAX, we could start hitting them with other Pokemon. Like, okay, they're going to start healing and all that stuff. That's completely fine. We might just go Marnie after this and start trying to reset their entire board. We do need to get Path to the Peak in order to get past Skyscraper now, because we do have special energies attached. And I'm not really worried about losing special energies. If anything, they might help us a little bit. So let's see how this goes. So let's go ahead like this. We're going to go ahead and put Sobble down. I could have done a bit of a better search there, but I do want to go for Path to the Peak. That seems like a really good idea, so we can start attacking this turn. So let's go ahead, search, where's my paths? We do have a path prize, we do want to keep that in mind as we kind of go through here. So we have to hit this Pokemon a few times. We also want to get quick shootings out on board relatively soon. And since I can't lose this hand, we're going to go ahead and play Marnie. It's also going to reduce their hand size. So you can see there's a certain order of operations that you want to be playing everything. Getting another Sobble down, absolutely huge for us. And since they can't knock us out, we can kind of go for a bigger turn next turn. So let's, I think we're fine with everything there. Let's go ahead and just Max Thunder Rumble. Path to the Peak does allow us to get through Skyscraper. Whether or not we win this game or not, we do have ways to get through their Skyscraper ability. Now, they can use Crystal Cave to get around it. We have ways to try to get around that. Their Team Yell Towels are also going to be incredibly annoying. Like, our opponent's having a very good draw, and if they have the Metal Energy, it's just going to be scarier for us. But we'll see how they really react to this. Yep, so it's definitely putting it, it's making it a little bit difficult for us to play this matchup. But we will try our best here. We could go Cheryl as well, and Cheryl Basic Energy Attack. That does basically give us a free turn. But I don't know if we want to necessarily do that. Let's go Drizzile here. Maybe we do want to do that. Honestly, maybe we do. Let's go, so we have Cheryl, we have, so we want to go for Evolution Incense, and we want to be searching for Shady Dealings and Inteleon at this point. So let's go Evolution Incense, search attack for Shady Dealings. And this will allow us to get the Cheryl and everything else that we're looking for here. Cheryl's nice if you could heal 2 Pokemon, but I'm not going to necessarily take that risk right now. I'm just going to try to continuously apply pressure. So let's go ahead, play the Cheryl. And now we can attack through since we only have basic energy attached. Or we will only have basic energy attached, I should say. We could also pitch away the boss's orders because the boss's orders isn't going to necessarily matter too much. We only have 1 more Drizzile, so we do want to keep that in mind as we play through. I'm just going to grab a Jolteon here. Put Jolteon down again, and not playing this down because I don't need to. And there's nothing else I need to be doing this turn, so let's go ahead and hit for Max Thunder Rumble. We could try to get for a Path to the Peak, but it's really not going to help us too much. We just really want to be applying that pressure. Of course, it would heal the 30, like they wouldn't be able to heal the 30 damage, but they've already used quite a few Team Yell Towels, and now we can start hitting 2 Pokemon. Our strategy's kind of coming together a little bit. And it's fine if they use their Crushing Hammers now. Getting heads or not doesn't really change the fact we're just going to try to evolve into another Jolteon VMAX at some point and really try to take out this Duraludon. They didn't seem like they had too much going on that turn, so let's go ahead and try to attack both Pokemon. So we have access to Sobble, we have access to Drizzile. So let's grab the Drizzile first so we just don't make any mistakes. And let's go for Level Ball and search for Zigzagoon because we want to start knocking out 2 Pokemon at once. Let's go Zigzagoon there. Let's go Elemental Badge. And we're going to go ahead and just try to go research here so we could get a bunch of cards. It's one of those cases where a late game escape rope, we might be able to change the way that we want to be playing it out or anything else like that. We can start using quick shooting Inteleon. So I think that sounds really cool. Let's go evolve there. I don't want to give our opponent any prize cards. And it doesn't really change the way that we're playing things out. So let's go ahead and go quick shooting. We want to kind of get past this. So let's try to make that happen as much as possible. So let's go Max Thunder Rumble. You can see our opponent's now at 250. We're really close to just being able to knock out their active and getting some of that extra bench damage onto their bench Duraludon. So looks like they're going to try to draw some prize cards there. And they didn't get an energy there, so it looks like they don't have much going on. This Pokemon has 360 HP. We could do 20 damage right there with, basically we need to do 140 damage to this Pokemon. We do 100, there's 120. We're looking for a quick shooting or Zigzagoon Scoop Up Net. So let's go, let's go Zigzagoon on the active just in case we have access to Scoop Up Nets. We know that the Fan of Waves doesn't change anything, so they don't play any special energies. Let's grab a card, put it at the bottom of our deck, and let's try to make this happen. I really want to get the knockout here. Scoop Up Net or Quick Shooting, perfect. So we did get both. That's awesome. So at this point, we do want to get the most out of our Pokemon. Let's go Quick Shooting here. We are able to just go... Quick shooting again. And I do want to have access to Scoop Up Nets for other things, so we are going to get this set up just so we have access to Drizzile in case there's anything else we're looking for. And we are going to go for Max Thunder Rumble, so knocking out our opponent's active and hitting their bench. You can see that they won't be able to attack us, and they're stuck in this like really vicious turn. Us getting the Path to the Peak is huge. Now we might be able to use a boss's orders, bring up one of their other Pokemon, and try to knock out multiple Pokemon. Or they might just evolve, go nothing. They might do something like... There's really a lot of things that they might just miss here, and a lot of it's based off what they get off this Pokegear. A lot of it might be based off of just their top decks. So depending on what they have, they might just be struggling here. And Duraludon's really the type of deck that can struggle to Path to the Peak. It can struggle to just being attacked every single turn, your opponent playing a Marnie. And Adventure's Discovery, I think, is really one of those cards where we're chilling. If they go a Zacian down, we can knock at this, hit the Zacian, and they might be in trouble. We also have Path to the Peak. If they evolve this into a Duraludon VMAX, they might just be in trouble there as well. So let's see how our opponent really handles this. So there's another Duraludon. There's an energy on the Duraludon. Cool. They're not going to put a Zacian down, I don't think. Otherwise, we really want to target this Duraludon and a Zacian. And they probably would have played a different supporter other than the Adventure's Discovery. So I think right now, that's a pretty good thing for us. We could go Escape Rope and just start attacking more into this Pokemon. I think that works out really well for us. So we're going to go Retreat first because the Escape Rope's going to work like that. We really want to get another Elemental Badge or Basic Energy, so let's try to make that happen. So since we only have the one energy, it's going to be really hard for us to get. Let's just grab Path to the Peak here. I think that sounds like a really good plan for us. And we're going to go ahead and just roll with this one. We're going to have to Path to the Peak for the rest of the game. This gets automatically knocked out. Let's start hitting our opponent's active Pokemon with Quick Shooting and really start trying to double down on some of that damage. So taking use of our Path, we still have enough Paths to kind of finish off this game. It's just we're really running out of energies based off them being in the discard pile, etc., etc. So... we do have ways to really hammer down on this Pokemon, and it might just be a couple turns away. Our opponent might have access to Raihan or something else like that. I'm going to send up this Inteleon just because we could retreat it with Speed Lightning Energy, or it's worth one prize card, or however we want it to be. We can kind of chill out here, and since our opponent's doing that, I think that Raihan's not going to be an option for them right now. So that's totally cool. We're going to go ahead and go Quick Shooting. Quick Shooting. I'm going to Scoop Up Net this Inteleon. Send this up. Put down another Sobble. We're going to get them with another Quick Shooting. So you can see we're just trying to do a whole bunch of damage to our opponent's active Pokemon. They're still under the Path to the Peak. And let's go ahead and Max Thunder Rumble. So they're really close to getting it there. We're only 30 damage off. We might be able to get it with quick shooting next turn. We might be able to get it with the Max Thunder Rumble, especially if they don't heal. It might just be something where they do 220. They're not playing they're not playing any way to heal. They're not playing any way to boss. I think we might just have this game. So there's Team Yell Towel. That brings them that they have 80 HP left. They're saying well played, and we are going to take that game. So we are beating the DURALUDON deck. All right, so we're going to call the coin flip, and we won the coin flip. Let's go. Jolteon's largely a deck that wants to be able to go first, so we can evolve into a Jolteon VMAX ASAP, and this hand's looking pretty good as long as we're able to draw something with either of our Speed Lightning energies. But starting with the Jolteon is really key. Jolteon plus Sobble, and the fact that our opponent's giving us an extra card as well. Please don't be a fighting deck. Are you serious? We're playing against a fighting deck, or I think it's a Rapid Strike URSHIFU Melanie deck. We'll try our best here. It doesn't look like it's going to be a great idea. Our opponent placing down 2 Pokemon, not their greatest idea either. We'll see what we can get going on here. So maybe we could start knocking out their Pokemon relatively early. We want to be drawing into a Drizzile, so we're going to thin out our deck here with the Quick Ball. Search for a Sobble. I think Sobble sounds like a great choice. We have a lot of level balls and ways to search out other things. So you want to know what we are just going to check through quickly, peeking through what's prized. We're okay there. So we're going to go ahead here and go with Speed Lightning now. So we can draw into something. We see we got the Drizzile. We have access to Sobble. So we're going to go ahead, path to the peak. Maybe our opponent's going to drop a Crobat or something, and that just makes their hand dead. When in doubt, when you're playing against a tough matchup, and again, this matchup's not really something that we fully expect to see too often. We're just chilling. And I mean, we have access to Drizzile next turn. We have access to Zigzagoon. Regardless of the matchup, we're able to get set up, and we can do some really cool things with that. So we'll have to see exactly what our opponent could do here. But if they get nothing, we can just go Max Thunder Rumble and knock out 2. Oh, they're playing Dark, so maybe it's Rapid Strike URSHIFU Galarian Moltres instead of the Melanie, which might be slightly better for us. I'm honestly not sure. I think the Melanie one's a little bit more consistent, but we'll see what our opponent's able to do here. Looks like they're going to be able to kind of just get set up. If they put down a Rapid Strike URSHIFU, we can start attacking that Pokemon. Bring that up so that they can't do too much, but we'll see what they do with Keep Calling. I mean, they largely didn't have that successful a turn, and we are going to be able to take at least a prize card next turn. So Sobble, Rapid Strike, really not what we're looking for, but that's okay. We are going to maybe bring up their Rapid Strike URSHIFU. So before we do anything, let's we're going to go Level Ball for Zigzagoon for 1, because I know that that's really important. And we want to be able to put damage counter on one of their Pokemon, because our goal is to boss's orders up one of these Pokemon. Let's go ahead and go Speed Lightning Energy, see what we draw before we go with the Drizzile, because you never know what we're really looking for. Let's go for a Level Ball. Or actually, let's not go for Level Ball yet. Let's go for Drizzile. Let's go for the boss's orders. There's boss. So we're going to go ahead, boss's orders, bring up one of these, because we want to start knocking out both of them so that they don't really have any access to any Rapid Strike. Let's go ahead, do that. And we have Zigzagoon. Zigzagoon's going to place the damage on the other one, so we can start placing double damage on their Pokemon. Maybe we want to go ahead and go Drizzile. It's one of those things where we might want to get another Jolteon VMAX down, because they could go Evolve into this, Gale Thrust, knock us out. So that's something that we kind of have to watch out for. Let's go Level Ball here, search our deck for Drizzile, Quick Ball, Jolteon. I think that sounds like the play here. So let's go Sobble, yes, Quick Ball, yes. And we're going to pitch away the Cheryl, because if they damage us, they're just knocking us out anyways for the most part. So let's grab our other Jolteon. In any matchup, you basically want to have, this is the ideal board setup. You'd like to have one more Sobble if you can, but obviously I'm only playing with what I have in my hands. So let's go ahead, Max Thunder Rumble, and we're trying to knock out these 2 Pokemon. If our opponent doesn't really have much, we might be able to knock out both the next turn. Whether it's with quick shooting or anything else that we have going on, we have a lot of options when it comes down to it. So let's see how our opponent's able to handle it. And I mean, maybe the Drizzile will turn into a Research, will turn into something else. But if they miss, we might have a huge opportunity or huge opening to make this happen. So their Tower of Waters might just be really bad for us. That will allow them to retreat into the Rapid Strike URSHIFU. And they are playing the Research, so maybe if they miss here, that's our best chance of maybe not getting anything. But if they got Fighting Energy, Rapid Strike URSHIFU VMAX, it could be huge. But this is the best way for us to play around things right now. Looks like they might be able to find an Octillery this turn, which you could search out a Rapid Strike Energy, which means that we're getting knocked out. So Jolteon VMAX, again, won't be able to beat every single deck. There are quite a few fighting decks, so that's going to likely be an Octillery, which Octillery is going to use its Rapid Strike Search, Search itself for a Rapid Strike Energy, and then they're going to knock us out. But we might be able to have a big turn next turn by taking away their Tower of Waters and knocking out both of these Pokemon. So we'll try again and see exactly how it works out. Maybe Marnie plus Fan of Waves plus something allows us to get both of those prize cards or knocks out our Pokemon. So there's the knockout there. Let's try our best to get around this. Jolteon's going to go up because it has free retreats. If we had a Sobble, we could also have free retreat with Tower of Waters, but it does pose the risk. Jolteon's really the Pokemon that we're going to attack with. So what did we get here? We got Research. It's really tough because we need to get a lot of cards, and our opponent will have access to a Rapid Strike. So you want to what? Let's go ahead and go Tower of Waters. Or to bump that away, let's go Evolution Incense. We could search your deck for a Shady Dealings Inteleon. I think that sounds really good for us. And we're gonna try our best here. We're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go Marnie to try to ruin our opponent's hands. And let's go for an Elemental Badge. I think those two seem pretty good when it comes down to it. We have enough energies, yeah. So we're looking for a hefty bits of cards, but we'll try our best. So let's go Marnie. And again, Marnie's just because they have an 8-card hands. What do we get? I mean, we're kind of almost there. Almost. Let's see what we get with the Speed Lightning Energy. So we won't be able to get it this turn. So maybe, just maybe, we can survive next turn. I think they could just probably knock out our active and our Zigzagoon. So we are going to concede this one. Well played to our opponents. But it's not going to work out. Sometimes it's a tough matchup. Word, that's what we got going on for the games. We were able to shut off DURALUDON's Skyscraper, so we could attack through with those Speed Lightning energies. It's the same way you could shut off Genesec's Fusion Strike System ability. You could shut off a lot of abilities with Pat to the Peak. In Game 2, we're doing pretty well. We did everything we could. We got set up nicely against the Rapid Strike, but there's nothing you can do against a matchup that's impossible. I mean, if our opponent missed there, we would have had a chance to kind of jump back into the game, but that's how the game goes, and I really wanted to show that game just because it happens to every single person. Bad matchups exist for every single deck. Hopefully you learned a thing or two about Jolteon VMAX with this video, and I do recommend that it's one of the best decks in our format, so pick it up if you haven't already. You can pick up the cards at PTCGO.com, pick up codes to pick up trade for cards, all that stuff. Use code Lesage5 to save 5% off your order. Give this video a thumbs up. It's the freest way to help out support the content. Leave a comment below. That's another free way. And also, I get back to every single person, kind of hang out in the comments and stuff like that. And leave a sub if you haven't already. I will catch up with all y'all later. Peace out and have a great day. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. It means the world to me. And my goal with this channel is to spread my love of the game and knowledge with our entire Pokemon TCG community. If you haven't already, help signal boost this video to other Pokemon TCG fans by liking it, sharing it with your friends, and subscribing to the channel. Hopefully we reach our goals really soon. Check out this recommended video and have yourself a great day. Thanks.